I apologize for the steel-tipped welcome, but lives are at stake. Hold on, I'll let you up.
With one graceful motion, the lizard...
Come, ascend to the sanctuary of Amadia. You'll find you're not the only guest here, but the Great Mother provides for all. Be welcome to this sanctuary. Amadia's eye in the storm.
So close your sweet eyes and rest where we head.
A young man in oversized armor paces around a table.
Every approach blocked. Oh, damn it. What good are battle tactics against those things, anyway?
He glances up. In quick succession, he becomes aware of both your presence...
Who the blazes are you? As am I, Sabine, I'm sure. On the run from Fort Joy, are you? A seeker can always recognize a sorcerer when they see one. You met Verdus? Then he's as good as dead. We're the seekers he spoke of. We were supposed to free him. Instead, we've failed him. Seekers, well, we guard the true principles of Lucian. There are sorcerers who can follow in his path and become divine, God-woken. We seek them out and protect them. Verdus was a God-woken, our best hope. Our last hope, most likely. We tried to free him, but we failed. Now all we can do is flee. The Magisters have us cornered. They have these weapons called Shriekers. If we try to go against them unprepared, we're dead. We've lost many already. Our chances are dwindling. It seems as though someone's been killing what few Godwoken there are. Alexander himself is Godwoken, but he hasn't risen yet. Hasn't succeeded his father as the Divine. I wouldn't put it past him killing other Godwoken to eliminate any competition. If he's behind this, then he's putting the future of Rivellon at stake just to soothe his bruised ego. We need to get past those Shriekers, to find someone worthier than him.
So close your sweet eyes and rest where we head.
There's weapons, ancient devices that can counter those things. Our leader, Sir Gareth, set out to find them, so we could break the Magister blockade and escape this island. But he hasn't returned. If Sir Gareth doesn't come back with those weapons in tow, well, this island will be our grave. Sir Gareth? He's the finest seeker I know. I'm honored to serve as his squire. He wouldn't let us down. Not unless something's gone horribly wrong.
The young man throws a furtive glance towards the shrine looming out of the water near...
The masked priestess, Gratiama. She gave us shelter here and told Sir Gareth how to stop the Shriekers. But she unnerves me. Speak to her if you wish. She may know more.
So close your sweet eyes.
You'll help us?
His shoulders visibly relax, the weighty armor upon them settling with a click.
Thank you. Allies are in short supply in this place. If you help us, I promise we'll get you as far away from this place as possible. Please ask. Whatever helps. Well, before there's a divine, there must be a Godwoken. Only a special few among sorcerers have this potential. Without them, a true successor to Lucian will never rise.
Found us. Found him.
Wished, bonny baron,
Never stop.
now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky.
The Magister flagship, the Lady Vengeance, she's anchored at the old harbour. Once the way is clear, we're to take her and get the hell out of here. Sir Gareth, did you find any sign of him?
They found us. Found him. And won't ever stop.
Wished, bonny baron, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Smoke and screams. Echoes of death. Gareth, please come back.
Wished, bonny baron, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Smoke and screams. Echoes of death. Gareth, please come back.
Wished, bonny baron, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head. Wished, bonny baron, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
The Red Prince interrupts as you're about to speak.
This woman is a dreamer. I can see the answers spinning in her eyes. Do rest your legs for a bit while I question her. You're too kind.
Red Prince and the Dreamer exchange courteous pleasantries, as if they're finding themselves in a palace hall instead of a death-ridden swamp. To your surprise, they next lie down on the ground in a seemingly warm embrace and fall asleep. What follows, though, is far from peaceful. They claw and thrash as if struggling for dear life, caught in the hold of some hideous nightmare. Then they wake, haggard, exhausted. They speak of a vision, Brahmos, and another red lizard.
Praise the daylight. I am now. There was death in that dream, chasing me like 100 hungry lions. But at least I've new directions. When we escape and find ourselves on the mainland once more, I must search for Brahmos the Wanderer. Then I will finally know the truth, the very secret of my soul.
You are fortunate to have found this place. The hollow marshes swallow life and regurgitate only the dead.
The lizard holds a crimson-soaked rag against his side. He looks up as you approach. His...
Magisters, they found our camp near the old harbour and unleashed hell upon us. I'm lucky in a way. I was wounded by an arrow. It wasn't just sword and spear the Magisters used on us. No, they had these weapons. Living beings, depleted of source and crucified, pathetic to look at until... And... the power that they unleashed. There was nothing we could do. Only run. Shriekers they're called. I can still hear that sound they uttered. Makes my scales crawl.
Claude?
Sir Gareth is looking for a way to defeat them now.
So long as Gareth returns.
The young woman chews her lower lip as she observes the injured before her.
You're certain it was murders?
It hurts!
You tried your best, Anne. I'm glad you're safe now.
We aren't really safe here, are we?
So long as Gareth returns, we will be.
She bends to grab a rag, wiping her...
If you're looking for healing, sorcerer, well, there's not much I can do.
You tried your best, Anne. I'm glad you're safe.
Matis, the wound is festering. He owes you his life. You have my thanks.
So long as Gareth
I will not be a
returns,
burden. Leave me be.
you're certain it was Verdus?
Don't move, Jules.
He said he
Save your
doubted
strength.
they even knew that much. But still.
You tried your best, Anne.
Claude, are you still with us?
So long as Gareth returns, we will be.
It hurts!
You certain it was Verdes?
He said his name. He knew that much.
You tried your best, Han. I'm glad you said that.
You healed me. How did you... Oh, never mind. I don't care how. I only care that today won't be my last.
He nods, with a determined grimace.
A lot of what happened was a blur after I was hit. But I do remember the screams. From those shrieker monstrosities and my own brethren screaming in pain. Those magisters are gonna pay in blood for what they did to us. I don't remember much. I barely had time to realize the magisters were attacking before I was injured. A lot of what happened was a blur after I was hit. But I do remember the screams. From those shrieker monstrosities and my own brethren screaming in pain. Those magisters are gonna pay in blood for what they did to us.
If my mother were here, she'd box my ears for not being able to thank you properly. Though I reckon that walloping from the Reds was punishment enough. Take this, at least. It'll have to do. Thank you.
Bring them all back from the brink.
You tried your best, Han. I'm glad you're safe now.
We aren't really safe here, are we?
Healed?
So long as Gareth returns.
Healed? In an instant. My wounds have all but vanished. I didn't think. I was certain I wouldn't. Thank you.
He said his name. They even knew that much. But still.
You tried your best, Han. I'm glad you're safe now.
I wish I had a fitting way to thank the person who saved my life.
So long as Gareth returns.
As it...
How do you have so much power?
I'm alive!
They're gonna be all right.
You certain it was Verdes?
The fog is lifting.
He said his name. Barely even knew that much. But still.
You tried your best, Han. I'm glad you're safe now.
We aren't really safe here, are we?
So long as Gareth returns, we will be. You certain it was Verdes?
He said his name. Barely even knew that much. But still.
You tried your best, Han. I'm glad you're safe now.
Please. Water.
We aren't really safe here, are we?
Healed?
So long as Gareth returns, we will
Healed?
be. You certain it was Verdes?
He said his name. Barely even knew that much. But still.
You tried your best, Han. I'm glad you're safe now.
We aren't really safe here, are we?
So long as Gareth returns, we will be. You certain it was Verdes?
He said his name. Barely even knew that much. But still.
You tried your best, Han.
Hello, stranger.
The dishevelled pair eye you with hope, though their hope is tinged with mistrust. The lizard notices your collar and steps towards you.
You've come from Fort Joy. Can I ask if... Did you happen to meet a man named Gareth on your way here through the swamp?
He'll be back, Samadel.
He has to, indeed. We need our leader. And if he doesn't return with help soon, we haven't a hope. You're kind to offer, but you'd best talk to Gareth's squire, Exeter. He'll know where your talents can be most used. Now, Han, let's see how the others are doing now that your leg's all healed.
The fog is lifting.
Healed? I'm healed.
Please. Water.
Healed? I'm healed.
Catch you later, stranger.
Maybe.
A grim-faced man sifts through a pile of badly damaged weapons, salvaging the repairable, ditching the broken. He picks up a rapier, the blade nicked and splintered, the hilt twisted. He holds the damaged blade up to the light.
This was Halon's blade. It was his first, it was also his last. He didn't intend to die here, but die here he did. He was an ordinary soul with an extraordinary heart, Halon, and he died for what he believed.
The point breaks away, leaving a jagged edge. The sword is shorter now, but it'll do more damage.
Who are you?
He stares at you, mouth open. His gaze drops to find, to his surprise, his knuckles white on the weapon in his hand. He smiles to himself, gets back to work.
Please, Armada, bless and protect your humble servant. Please, Armada, bless and protect your humble servant.
More junk.
Before you stands a figure, her body wreathed in cloth. All you can see of her eyes are two dark holes in an ornate mask.
Armadia's blessings, child. I have not seen this face in our sanctuary before. Pray, I have not. But I do know that the stars that shine brightest often fade the quickest. I am Gratiama, priestess of Armadia. It is a privilege to welcome you to her sanctuary from Brachus's vile swamps.
She stops dead as you pull the jar out of your backpack. Her voice trembles as she speaks.
You entered the vault. Please, give that to me. Give it to me now!
If I had forged, I could do something.
Smoke and screams. Echoes of death. Gareth.
Wished bonny barn,
He's come
now
back.
don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
If I had forged, I could do something. Maybe.
Smoke and screams. Echoes of death. Gareth. Please come back.
Wished bonny barn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky.
Maybe we should.
The seven watch o'er us,
Make
you're
us
safe
stand.
in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest.
It matters not. All that matters is that you give it to me. No. Stop! Wait!
She reaches up and tears off her mask, revealing a wet skull, stained by centuries. You stare into the empty eye sockets of the undead creature before you.
I have waited centuries, watching lives come and go, while my soul lies locked in a cage.
And him. I won't ever stop.
Wished bonny barn, now don't you cry.
Craven wretch, do your duty and return the jars to me.
The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Mother of magic.
A dwarf stands by a young woman. He seems intensely focused on her, whispering and singing softly in her ear. She's staring blankly into space.
Blood and bone. Fire and smoke. Death and worse.
Hush now, Leia. They'll not hurt you again. You're safe now. Once Gareth gets back, we're going home.
The woman rubs her neck, raking her nails across her skin as she whimpers. The dwarf starts at the sound of your voice, gripping the woman's arm for...
New faces. Hope you aren't bushwhacked by the Magisters. This one's seen a lot today. She were in the middle of it all when the Magisters unleashed their shriekers.
Howling dogs and men. Friends silently screaming through stitched mouths.
He puts his arm around her as she starts to sob.
She's delicate at the best of times. I asked Simone for something to help her relax, but Gareth's the only one who truly keeps her calm. If we didn't need her to remove Urda's collar, she'd be safe somewhere far from here. And now the rescue's scuppered. It were all for nothing. What do you think, Leah? Can you help?
She averts her eyes, staring at the ground.
You'll have more luck getting Dallas to unlock them. The poor girl's not in her best mind without Gareth. Sorry, friend, I'm as powerless here as you are. I've not got her power. Best I can do is hum a tune and try to keep her. Gareth's the only one that brings her out of herself. Without...
Duggan lays his hand on her shoulder, squeezing it tight as tears roll down her cheeks.
Now that's a kindness. Thank you, friend. Wished, bonny bairn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed.
Found him.
So close your
Won't ever
sweet
stop.
eyes and rest your wee head.
Please, Armadia, bless and protect your humble servant.
The jar sits still. It seems inert.
Maybe we should fortify this place. Make a stand. No, we don't have the time. Think, Dad. Gareth would know what to do.
Before you stands a figure. Her...
Armadia's blessings, child. I have not seen this face in our sanctuary before. Pray, who are... I am pleased to see... I am Gratiama, priestess of Armadia. It is a privilege to welcome you to her sanctuary from Brachus's vile swamps.
She stops dead.
You entered the vault. You, please, give that to me. Give it to me now. You don't understand. You couldn't understand.
She reaches greedily for the jar, till you see a green glowing light emerge from the jar, enveloping Gratiama.
By Armadia, I feel wet. Oh, goddess, I can feel your tears upon my face. I suppose you deserve to know. Before I knew Armadia's grace, I was a very different person. But more than his lover, I was his partner. I discovered his power to feed on the source of others, and I allowed it to... No, I made it happen. Not I. They are older than Brachus. Ancient relics from a bygone age. He uncovered them. I merely encouraged him to explore their promise. These weapons do not kill, but maim in the most horrible way. With them, you can steal the source of your enemies and make it your own. They likely do not even know what they hold in their hands. They do not know its corrupting effects. Brachus was a powerful king once, but power changes a man, as he changes his nation. Brachus grew paranoid, angry, murderous. I gave him more and more, trying to win him back to me. I offered him the source of whole villages. He devoured them and demanded more. The lands outside were once green and beautiful, until I came. Until I turned them over to him. Now all's poison, and the dead are restless. Armadia is merciful in her love. I found this shrine while hunting a band of wizards. I found the goddess weeping for her children, and I wept too.
She pauses for a moment. If she had eyes, you're sure she'd be wiping them.
Through Armadia, I saw my sins, and I could bear it no longer. I threw myself from the cliff at the entrance. I tried to rid the world of my evil. But Brachus would not allow it. He brought me back from the Hall of Echoes, locked my soul away, and demanded my obedience. Even in death, he commanded me. I spent far too little time there. It was a strange place, but there was peace. A peace I never knew before. Only when 2 source hunters ended his curse was I free. Since then, I have returned here and spent centuries trying to heal the pain I've caused. And now...
She drops the now empty soul jar to the ground, smashing it to pieces with her foot.
You have my thanks, sister.
She starts to speak, but chokes back a sob instead.
Thank you. I can't... I've never known such kindness. Thank you for everything. May you walk forever in Armadia's grace.
So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Mother of Magic, hear my prayer. Protect these poor souls in their time of need. I pray that you ease their pain and see them safe in your grace.
They found us. Found him. Won't ever stop.
Wished, bonny bairn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The 7 watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
More junk?
He works fast, checking weapons to see if they're battle-ready. He thumbs the edge of a blade. It draws blood. He grins.
I pray that you ease their pain and see them safe in your grace. humble servant. Mother of Majesty, hear my prayer. Protect these poor souls in their time of need. I pray that you will and see them safe.
Smoke and screams. Echoes of death. Gareth, please come back.
The blade is thirsty.
Bonnie Barn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep. The moon's in the
Mother
sky.
of Magic, hear
The
my
seven watch
prayer.
o'er us. We're safe in bed.
Before you stands a figure, her body...
Armadia's blessings, child. I have not seen this face in our sanctuary before. Pray, who are you?
They found us. Found him.
A dwarf stands by a young woman. He seems intensely focused on her, whispering and singing softly in her ear. She's staring blankly into space.
Maybe we should fortify this place. Make us down.
Blood and bone.
Hush now, Leia. The once Gareth.
The woman rubs her neck, raking her nails across her skin. The dwarfs...
New faces. Hope you aren't bushwhacked by the Magisters too. As for lucky for it.
The woman's eye...
Choke us. They strangle us, steal our voices.
She averts her eyes.
They'll have more luck getting Dallas to unlock. Wish, bonny bairn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky.
Very well, child.
You're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your head.
Screams. Echoes of death. Gareth.
Wish, bonny bairn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Mother of Magic, hear my prayer. Protect these poor souls in their time of need. I pray that you ease their pain and see them safe in your grace.
Wish, bonny bairn, now.
I'm alive! I'm alive!
If this is all we have, we're done for.
We should fortify this place. Make a stand. No, no.
And protect
we don't have the
your
time.
humble servant.
Think, damn it. Gareth would know what to do.
A dwarf stands by a young woman.
Blood and bone.
Hush now, Leia. Once Gareth.
The woman rubs her neck, raking her nails across her. As you hum, her rocking slows. She starts to fall in with the rhythm of your voice. As your song unfolds, she moves less and less. A worried look appears in her eyes. She looks into your eyes.
You're a really special person. My face is warm.
The dwarf stares at you, his mouth again.
I've never seen her react like that to anyone but Gareth. You're a miracle worker, and no mistake.
Howling dogs and men. Friends silently screaming through stitched mouths.
He puts his arm around her as she starts to sob.
She's delicate at the best of times. I asked Simone for something to help her relax, but Gareth's the only one who drew. If we didn't need her to remove Urda's collar, what do you think, Leia?
She looks nervously at you and reaches her hands up. You feel the collar slowly twist on your neck. After some time, with a creak of tortured metal, it snaps and falls broken from your neck.
Lucian be praised. She's not tried to use her powers once since Gareth left. That were really something.
She slumps back into her seat.
Well done, lass. Well done. Now that's a kindness.